All right, Shalom, it's your brother Shamar from the Phoenix camp. And with that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. Jump right into the scripture. This is Ezekiel 35 and 6. And therefore, as I live, says the Most High Power, I will prepare thee unto blood. Who's that talking about? That's talking about Esau Edom, man, because you go to the first verse, it says, "A son of man set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it." So these are prophecies against Mount Seir, which parabolically and symbolically means Esau Edom in America, man. So let's jump back to scripture. Therefore I live, say the Most High, I will prepare thee unto blood. So right now, this devil, this Edomite, America, is being prepared unto blood. Let's get that word prepared, man. It says in the broadest principle, to do or make. It says, let's go down to the definitions. To do, fashion, accomplish, make, to make, work, produce, to do, to work, to deal, to act, to make, produce, prepare, to attend, to observe, to celebrate, to appoint. So that's a good one right there. To appoint, ordain, institute. So you're appointed unto blood. You're appointed unto which basically means judgment. Which basically means a very drastic, violent death. Because when you put a violent death on somebody, there's blood being spilled, man. So these devils, they're not gonna pass away silently in their sleep. They're being prepared unto blood. They're being prepared for violent slaughter, man. They're being prepared to be executed. They're being ordained. They're being set up for execution. So the Lord's allowing the wickedness to flourish because He's going to have a great time. It's going to be a just thing to execute them. It says, therefore, live, says the Most High Power, prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Let's get that. You're not be able to hide from it, man. Pursue, to run after, to follow after, to persecute, run after, to pursue, to follow after, to run after, to be pursued, to pursue, to purpose. So to run after. So not only are you appointed unto to massacre, not only appointed unto execution, execution is following you. The very execution is following you. That's a double, man. It says it, and it says, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood. Since I said this out slack, since thou hast not hated bloodshed, bloodshed, because America, Esau Edom has no problem with bloodshed, and that's been proven all throughout history. He has no problem with the bloodshed that he did to you so-called Native Americans, you Gadite, which he massacred you in the millions. That's bloodshed. He had no problem with the massacre of you so-called Negro, the tribe of Judah, in the times of slavery, in the times of the transatlantic slave trade. He had no problem with that bloodshed. That also was in the millions. You know, going back to Issachar, you know, the Spaniards, which are the Edomites, they had no problem with killing you in the millions also, man. So you have not hated bloodshed. You didn't despise it. You was cool with it. Even blood shall pursue thee. Bloodshed shall pursue you. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut it off from him that passes out, and him that returneth. That word passes and leaves and returns. So America will be destroyed, man. America is set up for execution. The Edomite is set up for execution. Everything that he's doing right now is for his own execution. And who's going to bring that execution? None other than Yahweh Shai, man. For a description of that execution, we're going to get Isaiah, the 63rd chapter. This is Isaiah, the 63rd chapter, and it says, we'll start at verse 2. And it says, I'll start at verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra, that is glorious in his apparel? That's talking about Yahweh Shai. It says, who is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. That's talking about, the chariots, man. Because that's how he's going to travel to bring that execution. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to say, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth the wine fat. Get the word wine fat. The wine press. I have trodden the wine press alone, and the people that was done with me, for I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury. Execution. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment, for the day of the vengeance of my heart, and year of my redeemed is come. So that's the bloodshed, that's the execution that's going to be put upon you Edomites. You Mount Seir, set your face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Prophesy what? Your destruction, your execution, man. I said I'm gonna get Psalms 109, and that's also a judgment against 109. That's also a judgment against you Edomites, man. So the scriptures are full of unfulfilled prophecies and judgments that are directed toward you Edomites, you devils. And if you don't know what an Edomite is by now, do your research. None other than Mr. Blanco himself, the so-called Caucasian. Let's get Psalms 109. I'm just gonna go in it. So this talks about this is a curse, over these Edomites, man. And also this could be, this is the curse. This tells their future. This tells the judgment and the future. This is David, condemning the wicked. But this is applied to the this is applied to the Edomites as well, which are the wicked, by the way. You can find that in the scriptures too. I'm gonna start at verse 16. It says, Psalm 109. This is why they're gonna get great execution and great judgment, because thou hast not remembered that he remembered not to show mercy. Why? Because he didn't hate bloodshed. He didn't hate bloodshed. Going back to Ezekiel, the 35th chapter, the 6th verse. Because he remembered not to show mercy, because he didn't show no mercy. He didn't show mercy to the old or the young, towards you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, but persecuted the poor and needy. The poor and needy man. Who is a poor and needy man? The Israelites. The Native Americans, the so-called Hispanic tribes, the so-called indigenous people or Native American tribes, the so-called Negro tribes, man. He showed no mercy unto him in all of history. This devil has shown no mercy to our people, but persecuted the poor and needy man, that he might even slay the broken in heart. And he loved cursings, let it come unto him. Let's get that word cursing. Said he loved cursing, vilification, execration. So I'm gonna get the definition of what those words means. Vilification. Selected my guess my data is real slow right now, but I'm gonna skip that definition. It says where was I? It says verse 16, 109:16, because he remembered not to show mercy. He hated not bloodshed, but persecuted the poor and needy man. That's the Israelite. He must even slay the broken in heart. That is the Israelites also. And he loved cursing, so let it come unto him. As he delighted not in blessing, so let it be far from him. So he's going to get exactly what he gave. As he clothed himself as cursing, like it's with the garment, so let it come into the bowels. Let's get that word, bowels. Body. Like water, like oil, like to his bones. So it's going to be an overall judgment. He's not be able to escape it. The scripture said that blood will pursue him. Bloodshed's going to pursue him, man. So there's going to be hell to pay. And this is part of the reward of the elect. Vengeance on our enemies, man. Let's not even get Obadiah 1:15. These are harsh judgments that the Bible speaks of against the Edomites, against Mr. Blanco, the so-called Caucasian man, who is the descendant of Esau Edom, the nation of Esau Edom. This is Obadiah 1:15. And it says, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathens. Get the word heathen. The nations, As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee, because all the nations have taken part in our suffering, in our persecution, in our downfall, so to speak. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. So that's what it is, man. Let's get Matthew 7:2. Few quick verses, we'll close it out. This is Matthew 7:2. It says, "For what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. What measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again." That's what that is, man. Let's get Revelation 16:5 to go with that. Revelation 16:5. It says, "And I heard an angel of the waters say, Thou art righteous, O Yahweh, which are Salakia. And I heard the angel of the waters say, Thou art righteous, O Yahweh, which art and was and shall be, because thou hast judged thus. For they have shed the blood of the saints and the prophets that was given them the blood to drink, for they are worthy. And I heard another altar say, Even so, Lord, power, almighty, true, and righteous are thy judgment." So it's going to be seen, the judgment of America is going to be seen as a great thing, as a very just and righteous thing. No one's going to pity it. No one's going to pity these Edomites, man. No one in the world's going to pity them. No one in the heavens is going to pity them. No one anywhere is going to pity these devils for what they did. There's not going to be no pity. They're going to say, yeah, that's right, man. That's what he deserves, pretty much. Man, let's get Revelation 18:6. I think that's what it is. If not, I'll try to find Revelation 18:6. It says, "Reward her, Salakia." And let's talk about Babylon, America. "Reward her even as she rewarded you and the Edomites," all lumped all together. "Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, and the cup which she has filled her to her double. How much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously." America. America, more specifically the elites. They the ones that live deliciously. They live very deliciously. They live very lifestyles, the rich and famous type deal, man. They are top of shit. They got the best of the best of the best. That's their blessing, though. The fatness of the land, right? It says, how much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. That's all symbolic of America. For she says in her heart, I sit a queen and a widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her place come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, America, for strong by those nuclear missiles and by those chariots. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judges her. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication and lived deliciously. Let's get that word deliciously. Luxuriously, yeah. They benefited from her philosophies, man. From her wickedness. With her shall be well her, and that's why it says all the other nations are going to get theirs too. And lamented for when they shall see the smoke of her burning. So America's going to be destroyed, man, and everybody's going to see it. Everybody's going to see the smoke of her burning. These other nations, they're gonna be in sorrow because their cash cow is no longer. Because like I said, America is just one big business. A business of wickedness. A business of selling of souls. Because that's how you succeed in America. You got to sell your soul. You can do it on many different levels. You sell yourself to succeed in America, man. You sell yourself. You bow down to this devil to succeed in America. Anyone that's of great stature here in America has to play the elite's game, whether they be in sports or Hollywood or music or any other type of endeavor, because they are the gatekeepers of the riches of this world. And that can be found in the book of Revelation, the Gospels, like the Gospels, when Yahweh Shai was tempted by the devil, saying, "Bow down to me, and I will give you all these riches and all the glory of these nations," roughly paraphrasing, because the devil is the gatekeeper of the riches of this world, man. So anybody that wants to partake in those riches has to bow down and sell out to this devil. But she's going to be destroyed, man. Great judgment's coming upon America. Is there any more? Let's see. Y'all finish. I'll close out with this. Revelation 19:2. For true and righteous are a judgment, for he has judged a great whore, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and has avenged the blood of his servants at her hand. And again, it said, hallelujah, and the smoke rose up forever and ever, a very long time. And that's going to be a glorious thing when this place is destroyed, man. The elect are going to celebrate. The angels are going to celebrate. It's going to be a glorious thing, man. Praise is going to be given to the Most High for his just judgment, for his righteous judgment that he bestowed. You know, it's going to be like, finally, you know, it's going to be a glorious thing, man. It's going to be praised throughout all the universe that he's going to get his. This devil's going to get his, and he's destroyed. He can no longer spread any type of wickedness whatsoever. Wickedness will be over with, man. That everything, that all the bullshit that we have to live through, it's going to be done. It's going to be done. The book's going to be closed on that. No more will we have to suffer. We have to be in pain. We have to cry, feel sorrow, look and behold wickedness. No more. It's going to be all done. That's a glorious thing, man. That's Kahala Yahweh Shem Shai. You know, we can't wait for that to happen. But with that being said, it's a real quick lesson. Most I wouldn't hope is edifying to you, brothers. Instead, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Kahala Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So let's keep on pushing. Shalom.